Hello everyone, welcome back to this week's book video. I'm so excited that you're here with me. I quite literally just got done editing and scheduling that video, the one you saw before this. If you watch book videos, I don't know if you watch book videos. If you do, then awesome. If you don't, then what are you doing here? What are you doing here? But getting through a lot of the books I've been wanting to read. I am, the last week's video was getting through my physical TBR, and I did do that. I read 3 books that were on there, and so currently my list is 4, 8, 12. I don't know why that took me so long, because one of them I'm probably not gonna read. So I have 12 I need to read, and I was just gonna do just reading on my Kindle this week, but I don't know if I want to do that. I'm not gonna like restrict myself. If there's a book I want to read, I'm gonna read it. But I'm not taking advantage of my Kindle like I want to. And I pay for Kindle Unlimited, and I barely read on my Kindle, and I want to be like, I'm saving money by using Kindle Unlimited, and so I should be reading books on there. So I'd like to read more books on my Kindle than I do physically, so maybe I'll read like 3 books on my Kindle and 1 book physically this week. I don't know. I'm really not sure what we're doing yet, but I have already started the book I'm reading first, which is Rewind It Back by Liz Humford. Liz Humfordy. I think it's Liz Humford, but some people say Liz Humfordy. But I'm gonna say Liz Humford because I don't know. But this is the last book in the Windy City series. It is from Rio's perspective. I honestly don't remember. Like, this isn't one of those series that I'm like super like I care about so much. I really did like play along, and I like caught up. Those 2 were my favorites. But like I don't really remember anything about anybody else. I did not read Mile High. I tried to, and I could not get through it. So don't even talk to me about that, because no, that does not happen. But I think I'm on chapter let's check real quick. On chapter 6, Rio's perspective, chapter 6. It's really good so far. I watch book videos on YouTube too, believe it or not, and I just watched somebody read it, and it wasn't her favorite of the series, and so it kind of made me like, maybe I don't want to read it, but I need to be reading on my Kindle, and it's just like been on my mind, so I'm definitely gonna read this, and I'm liking it a lot so far. And I've been reading so much fantasy, I just need something else right now. I thought about doing like a Freida McFadden book, and I might end up getting to that this week at some point, but for right now, we're Rewind It Back. Again, I'm really enjoying it. I'm really liking both of our main characters, like right off the bat, and I don't typically do that, but things are going well. And I don't know if it's just because I haven't read a romance book in a really long time. Actually, I did read a romance book last week. I read Just Friends, but if you saw the video, you saw what I thought about that. So anywho, go watch that video. It was awesome, but I need a little change of pace, and I need to be reading my Kindle. We need to get locked in, and hopefully I need to look. Actually, should we start doing updates on like how far I am on my Goodreads? Goodreads is not my favorite tracking app. I use Fable, Goodreads, and this app called Book Tracker. I don't know if anybody knows what that is, but I've literally been using that since, I can tell you the year. I've been using Book Tracker since 2022. Oh, can you even see that? Anyway, it says 2022 down here. So I like to keep up with that one as well. I wouldn't use that now. It does have the best statistics out of any of them I have. I don't have like the Fable that you can pay for to get more stuff. This you have to pay like $5, and then it's free. It has my favorite statistics, the Book Tracker app does. So if anybody cares about that, it's not like social though. But my Goodreads goal is where I look at my goals usually, and when I look at anybody else's things to see if anybody's read a book that I like or whatever. Oh, I need to put Rewind It Back on here. Let's do that right now. And then we can, shoot, I can't spell rewind. Currently reading. Okay. Now let's see what my 2026 reading challenge is looking like. I'm 8 books ahead of schedule, 29 out of 75. Last year I did 100 and I got to 100. But I put it down because I was like, maybe I'm not going to read as much this year. Maybe I'm going to slow down and really enjoy the books I'm reading. Because last year, that was really hard for me, was to like be able to slow down and comprehend every book I was reading. But I'm 8 books ahead of schedule. So if I'm like getting up there close to 100 and I'm like able to understand, I'm grasping like everything that's happening, I will move it up. Because I am 8 books ahead of schedule. And I know I'm going to fly through these books this week. Especially with reading books like Rewind It Back. I'm going to finish this today, I'm sure. It is 5 o'clock though, so I don't know. But I'll show you. That's what it is. I'm not lying. And I have 4 out of 12 achievements. You can see that here. Hope that's all of them. Period. Okay, but when I have more thoughts about Rewind It Back, we will come back and anyway, I'll talk to you then. Alright everyone, so I have been reading, okay? I definitely thought I was going to be reading more, but I have been reading, so it's 2 days later. I talked to you on Friday, today's Sunday, and I read all of Rewind It Back. I didn't read it all in one night. I read most of it in one night, and then after they got together, there was a few more chapters left in like the epilogue, and let me just tell you, that had or has the potential to be my favorite book in that series. I was not expecting that because I know that everybody loves Play Along the most, and I loved Play Along. Don't get me wrong, I loved Play Along, but I don't remember it like sticking out to me as much as this book did, and I know I just read it and that could totally be why, but it was so phenomenal. It was so good, and I'm just like, I was just so surprised by that. I really was. I just was not expecting to like care for it as much. I just really needed like a palate cleanser from reading The Raven Scholar and The Jasad Heir like back to back. I just needed something to be like, all right, let's just like, actually I think I did read Just Friends in between those. But go watch my other video. Go watch my other video on me reading those. But I just need like another book before I got into another like big fantasy book, and I am planning on reading Red Rising. I planned on starting that yesterday, but my schedule just did not work out for me to do that, and I am also reading another book. So I will start Red Rising today. I need to start the series. I've been wanting to read it for months now, and I've had the book since Christmas, and it's April, so I really need to get into it, and I'm planning on buying like 4 books tomorrow, but that's neither here nor there. We'll talk about that in another video, okay? Go watch my other videos. It won't be out yet, but whatever. I'm currently reading Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney, and I was not expecting to love it as much as I am. I'm not necessarily like a thriller girl. I generally loved all the ones I've read, but the ones that stick out to me are Rock, Paper, Scissors and His and Hers by Alice Feeney. So I kind of like knew going into it that she was going to be one of my favorite like thriller mystery authors. One of my favorite authors of all time is Holly Jackson. She wrote A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, The Reappearance of Rachel Price. She wrote Five Survive, and she wrote As Good as Dead. No wait, that's in The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. She wrote Not Quite Dead Yet. That's what it is. But those books are some of my favorite books of all time. I will always buy a book that she writes. She can do no wrong in my eyes. Like, I absolutely love her books. And so she's like up here. And I don't know if like that's like they like technically like write the same genre. I guess they would. But Alice Feeney is getting up there because this book is going so good so far. I remember hearing people read it like last year when it came out. I think it came out. It honestly might have come out 2 years ago, Beautiful Ugly. Because I know that she just had My Husband's Wife that came out this year, I think. Or maybe that came out last year. But I don't remember seeing good reviews on Beautiful Ugly. And maybe I'm just not far enough in. But I'm probably at least 25% in. And I'm loving it. So I'm a little, like, I don't know where we're going from here. I don't possibly know. Like, I have, like, mild predictions, but I'm not, like, this is definitely what's gonna happen. Like, I'm not anywhere near that. I'm loving it so far, and I would love to finish that today. I don't know if I'm going to, but like with me also starting Red Rising, but I need to start Red Rising. I need to. Like, it needs to happen. If I don't start today, I'll start tomorrow. And hopefully, like, finish it tomorrow. Because Red Rising's only, like, 300... I think it's, like, 382 pages or something. Like, it's not long at all, so I can totally finish that in a day. But I need to get to it. Like, if I don't ever pick it up, like, I'm not ever going to read it. So, that's my update for you. But, again, I'm hoping to finish Beautiful Ugly today. And then... Did I tell you what I rated? No, we need to go back and talk about Rewind It Back. I should have filmed me reading that book because I was so like the gasps that were coming out of me like while reading that book was actually insane. I've like never like been that animated while reading a book, and up until they like got together, I was gonna give that book 5 stars. But I did think that like after that it became like, but it wasn't like too many chapters after that, but I did kind of just skim through the rest. I was like, I don't really care about this, but I really did love their story, and I loved Hallie and I loved Rio, and I just thought it was so good. I just read at some point this year, was it this year? I guess I did. I read Fake Skating by Lynn Painter, and the whole time I was reading this book, it was giving me the same vibe. So if you like Rewind It Back and you haven't read Fake Skating, please read that. That book is phenomenal, and they were giving me the same vibe, and I loved Fake Skating. I gave that book 5 stars, and I would like while I was reading Rewind It Back, like the whole like, I don't want to like spoil anything, but like the roof, everything like that was going on the roof, and like just like the little moments, because then you have something to build on, and it's just it's so good. I was not expecting that in this book. I don't know if there's nothing that like sticks out to me from the other books in the Windy City series where I'm like, that's like comparable, but bro, that was literally insane. And I gave 4.75 stars just because of the ending, but not that the ending was bad. It was a great ending. Like, I just like stopped caring, because a lot of times in like those books specifically, like that is just not realistic, and obviously you don't necessarily want it to be realistic. We're supposed to be like escaping into a different world, but like in the friendships a lot, it kind of like made me cringe sometimes, because like I thought they were like all cute together and whatever, but like the way that the friendships are like between like the guys, I'm like, that's not realistic. Like, guys don't talk to each other like that, and so it kind of like cringed me out a little bit. But it was cute, and I loved it. And I almost gave 5 stars, but it just wasn't there at the end. But it's okay. I really did enjoy it. And I'll come back to you with an update later, I'm sure, if I did finish Beautiful Ugly or not. I did get some of it done this morning, so maybe before... I do have to work today, so I'm thinking I might not finish it, but I'll let you know. Oh my gosh, guys. Okay, so I don't think I had finished Beautiful Ugly the last time we spoke, and did I even tell you anything about it? I don't remember the last thing I said to you, to be honest. I was reading Beautiful Ugly. If you already know about this, I might just cut this out, but I was going into it having already read Rock, Paper, Scissors and His and Hers. I think we did talk about this, but I had heard that Beautiful Ugly wasn't as good, so I was a little worried about it. That was my favorite Alice Feeney book. I gave that 5 stars. That was so good. I was really not expecting that. And when I read a book, like any book, unless I like hear about it on like accident, I have no idea what I'm like stepping into. I read Beautiful Ugly. I finished it now, and I read it all day yesterday. If you don't know anything about Beautiful Ugly, I don't know if people like when they hear like the synopsis of books. Obviously you can read it on the back of the book yourself, but I don't generally tell them just because I don't like to hear them myself. So obviously, if you know Alice Feeney, she writes thrillers, and she wrote His and Hers, Rock, Paper, Scissors, both very good and popular books. But Beautiful Ugly is the one that came out in 2024, maybe? Wait, let me Let me look this up real quick. It came out in 2025, January 14th. I knew it came out in January. Why did nobody like this book? I'm so confused. It was literally... Dude. No. I literally loved it. I'm sorry. These are making me mad. I don't want to say anything because it is a thriller, but I absolutely loved it. If you are worried about going into this because you've heard that it might not be her best book, don't listen to that. Don't listen to that. That was my first 5-star of this month. And I read Rewind It Back. I read The Raven Scholar. I read The Jasad Heir. I read Just Friends. Like, most of those are really great books. And I'm so gagged. I did have a lot of theories of just like things that was gonna happen. I was talking to my boyfriend. I was like, I was like getting him invested. I was like, I think this is what's gonna happen, but I'm not sure. And like part of it was true, but the whole way it like went so deep into it, I was not expecting that at all. And it really had me. So I did give it a 5-star. So if you need a thriller this month, please read Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney. I will be reading all of her books as soon as I can. I put a lot of them on my May TBR, but we're gonna go over TBRs, I think. I actually am thinking that I'm going to start putting them in these videos, like, at, like, the end and the beginning of the month, so you won't get that in this video, but you will in the next book video on, like, next Saturday, I guess. But, oh, that really got me. I was nervous. But we're good now. We're locked in. So I have been continuing reading. I did immediately want to start Red Rising after I finished Beautiful Ugly, but it was late. I finished Beautiful Ugly like late last night, and I didn't want to read anything like physically, obviously. So what the heck, guys, I was reading this physically, I guess, but this is an ebook, so it's fine. But I didn't want to like turn on a light and read, I guess. So I didn't start this until this morning. So we're gonna go to the book I started last night, which is In Her Own League by Liz Tom Ford. I started this last night, and I wasn't gonna read it, and I also wasn't gonna rewind it back because I was like, I don't care that much. But I've been like needing palette cleansers in between books, and I wasn't like scared after Beautiful Ugly, but I was kind of like, I need something else before I get into Red Rising. Like, I didn't want to just jump into Red Rising. I needed something in between them, and I'm glad that I'm starting to read this. I don't know how far I am into this, actually. Hold on. I'm on chapter 15. I'm 32% in. I have 4 hours and 35 minutes left in this book, and I will be finishing this today. You will hear from me again today. I'm not working, but I do have plans, but it will not take me all day, and I don't know, like, I'm going to have to read some more of this because it's so good. I don't think it's gonna be my favorite. Not that like there's anything wrong with it, but like I'm obviously not at the age that they are, so I'm not like in the same mindset as them, I guess. Being like, Monty is 40 and Reese is 35 and I'm 19, so it's just like we're in different stages of our lives. But if you like the Windy City series and you like also were like kind of iffy on reading it because it's technically a spin-off, I would go ahead and read it. It'll give you the same feelings that the other ones do, and it's really good. So I'm really liking it so far. And then I also started Red Rising this morning at the gym. I'm on page 58, chapter 8, and I honestly had no idea going into this book like what it was about. And when we started off, I was kind of bored, and I still am kind of bored. I'm having a hard time like understanding what these things look like, if you know what I mean. I'm not gonna give you, well, I don't know if that's a spoiler. It's not on the back of the book, so I'm not gonna say anything, but I was having a hard time picturing like what I'm trying to envision, you know? Like, I'm having a hard time picturing what I'm supposed to be picturing, and I'm kind of getting a better idea as I keep reading, but I want to finish this today too, and I'm worried that that's not going to happen because I'm a little bored. But this is just going to be one I have to push through because I know that they get really good, but I don't know when that is. But But I know there's so many people that I agree with, like, on their book taste that don't like these also. But there's so many that do. So I'm like, I don't know. But this is kind of giving dystopian. I thought it was fantasy, but it's kind of giving dystopian, and so I'm confused as to what it is. But I could just look. I don't like want to look at anything up though, because I also just don't want to get any spoilers. I was watching a YouTube video yesterday, and this girl, I love her, she was talking about this book, and then she like was like just saying things, and I was like, I like had to take my headphones off so fast. I was like, girl, give me a warning next time. I had no idea, but I didn't hear anything, thank God. But I really do want to like these books, because I need another series to just absolutely devour, and I need it to be this one. And my boyfriend really wants me to like this too. He hasn't read it yet, but I know he'll like this, and I know like if I don't like this, he will be very upset. So I need to like it. But that's currently what I'm reading. I will let you know what I finished today, or if I do finish anything. I know that I'm probably gonna finish In Her Own League. It might not be until later tonight though that I finish both of them, but I think I should. If I was good and wanted to finish Red Rising today, I would pick that up right now and get to 100 pages. But I will let you know what I read, when I read it, and how I like it. Everyone, I am gonna be walking in this clip because I've been habit stacking. Like I tend to do this. I've been doing this for like years now, but I'll like get my steps in while I'm reading, and I just started a new book. But I did need to update you on the books I've been reading. So I did end up picking up Red Rising, and I'm gonna be honest, I cannot get into it. I think that I'm gonna listen to it rather than just reading it. So I did DNF it. I got like a fourth of the way into it, and I was just so confused. I didn't know what it was about going into it either. I was having a hard time picturing it really, like the world. But I'm sure many of you have seen this movie, but the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, if you've seen that, that's kind of like what you're trying to envision in it. And those movies are literally so visual, it can get confusing sometimes. And I can't imagine like reading a book about those movies and like trying to visualize what like everybody looks like and everything. So that's kind of what I was having issues with this. So I did put it down. I'm so sorry. I know that so many people love that series, but I think I am gonna listen to it because I don't really read sci-fi books. The only sci-fi book I read was Project Hail Mary, but I listened to it, and that's why I liked it. So I don't have like Audible or anything, so I don't know when I'm gonna listen to that, but I would, if I ever get back to Red Rising, it will just strictly be a listening format. Finished In Her Own League by Liz Tom Ford. I loved it. Obviously, I've loved like every book in that series. The Windy City series. It's like a spin-off though. It's not technically a part of the series. I really did enjoy it. It wasn't my favorite. It was kind of cringe at moments. Like I didn't like that part about it, but it was a book. It was a palate cleanser, and I enjoyed it for that. But I've like, after reading Beautiful Ugly, I'm still like so like locked in on that and how that made me feel. And obviously Beautiful Ugly is a thriller, so it's different, but that was so good. I'm still thinking about it to this day. I'm trying to get everybody I know to read it. If you haven't read Beautiful Ugly, you need to, okay? So today is Wednesday, and so I have today and tomorrow to read 3 books, okay? And so I took it upon myself to read, not like necessarily like I have to read them, but I have 3 books picked out for this week that I would like to read. And the first one was Two Can Play by Ali Hazelwood. And obviously a very short novella. It's not a full book. I'll give myself that. But it was really good. I just finished it this morning, and I really enjoyed it. With it being a novella, you don't dive into the characters like too much, and we're just basically going through the story. But I think that she did such a good job with that. I read her other novellas, and I really enjoyed those too, but I definitely like this one more. And I tend to like novellas though. Like, I like all the Shatter Me ones, all the like the Powerless ones, Allie Hazelwood ones. I like them. So I loved her characters. I thought it was so cute, but very good. If you just need like a short read to get your reading goal up, I totally recommend that book. It was really good. It was really good. Today I'm reading City of Bones by Cassandra Clare. I have heard so many good things about this series and I'm really excited. I'm sorry. My sister's cat is running wild today. He does this every morning. But I'm really excited to get into this. I think this is the first one technically. Oh yeah, there's a one right here. Perfect. But I just read like the foreword in it, and I know that many people probably haven't seen the show Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I talk about it all the time, but this is for my cousin Landon then, because like who else is gonna have seen it? But bro's going crazy. But we get like a little monologue in the beginning about the world kind of, and it reminded me so much of Sky's monologue that we get right when you start Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I really enjoyed that. It really just made me think about that, and so now if you go watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about if you've also read this book. But I'm really excited to start it. It's like an urban fantasy, and I didn't know what that was until quite recently, but that I'm like really excited to start it now because I tend to like urban fantasies. So hopefully this meets my expectations because I'm really hoping it does. I'm really hoping it does. Oh shoot. Awesome catch, Ellie. That was awesome. Freak. Okay. Hey everyone, this is where I'm going to be ending the video. I guess we need to go over all the books that I read, because did I read a lot? Yes, is officially the end of the video, but we're going to do a little recap of all the books we have read and just discuss my thoughts, my feelings. So we're going to go from my least favorite to my favorite. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and tell you I'm currently reading City of Bones, and I've obviously not finished it. I just haven't had enough time to like sit down and actually read it. So I think I'm literally on chapter like 3. But I'm really liking it so far. It's giving me very much Percy Jackson vibes, and I'm loving that. Anyway, I've just not had a ton of time to be reading that, but it's giving me very much Percy Jackson vibes, and I'm really loving it. So I will let you know in a future video. The next book video that's coming out will not have this book in it, but we'll definitely talk about it at some point. So that's all I have for you there. But I did DNF Red Rising. It was just not my favorite. I think I'm gonna listen to it. I had to listen to Project Hail Mary. I didn't even like try to read it though. Actually, maybe I did try to read it, but this is kind of sci-fi. I'm not really sure the genre of this. It's definitely some fantasy, but a little bit into sci-fi. But I liked it, and it was just really hard for me to picture. So I think that when I do get back to this, it will be me listening to it. So I'll let you know what I think about it when I do listen to it. I don't know when that's going to be, but I will update you then. And then I read the novella Two Can Play. I actually really liked this, but it's a novella, so I'm putting it here. It was honestly really good. If you just need something short, I think it's like 187 pages. This is totally such a good one. It is a bit wintry, so maybe like you could save it for the winter, but it is just a short little novella, so I didn't hate reading it in April. It's not that big of a deal, but it is a little bit wintry. But it was awesome. It was really good. I gave it 4 stars. I don't tend to give novellas 5 stars because they're not books, but that one was really good. And it was by Allie Hazelwood, so obviously it was really good. The next one, oh, wait, we've got 3 more. Okay, so the next one I'm going to tell you about is In Her Own League by Liz Tom Ford. I really did enjoy this book. It was Emmett and Reese's book. It wasn't my favorite just because of their age, obviously. Like, I just not there yet, and so I just couldn't connect with them as well, but I did enjoy reading it. I really enjoyed that series. So, and I read that following Rewind It Back, which is the next book we're talking about. That one was my favorite book in the series. Probably I might have to reread Play Along and Caught Up, but I think I liked Caught Up better than The Right Move, and I know that that's not usually what people like more, but I really liked Caught Up and Play Along too. But Rewind It Back was so good. The only thing that got me was like the ending is kind of like taking a little bit long to like end, but other than that, I really enjoyed it. So if you haven't, because I wasn't even gonna read Rewind It Back or In Her Own League, but after, like, I was like, you know what, I need a palate cleanser, let me read Rewind It Back. So I did, and then it was so good that I read In Her Own League, and it was also very good. So if you're putting those off, don't. They're both very good. If you just need like a short little palate cleanser romance, so good. I gave In Her Own League like 4 stars maybe, and then I gave Rewind It Back. I gave Rewind It Back 4.75 just because the ending was a little long, but everything up to that, literally so good. And then the last book we're talking about is obviously Beautiful Ugly. I absolutely adored that book. I ate it up. It was so good, so fast. Like, everything about that book just captured me. If you haven't read an Alice Feeney book, I think that you should. I've read Beautiful Ugly, Rock, Paper, Scissors, and His and Hers by her. I have loved all of them. She is one of my favorite thriller authors to date, and I'm just so excited to finish reading all of her books. That's a little sneak peek for May, but we're going to talk about that in a future video. I did tell you that I'm wanting to put my like wrap-ups for the month and my TBRs for the next month in the same video that I'm doing these, but the next video, like, I want them to be the last book video, but the next video we're doing is not, it is a book video, but it's a finishing a series video, so I'm not going to put it in that. I'm going to make it separate, but you will see my April wrap-up, and you will also see my May TBR, because I have a lot of books I want to read in May. There's over 20. So you need to stay tuned, because you need to see what I'm reading, and you need to see what's interesting right now in my life. So anyway, but thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you all being here, and I love you so much. Bye.